it fits in the original. Got to do a little bit of maneuvering. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably move this post over, or both these posts over, about maybe 10 inches or so, and it'll make everything a lot easier to get in. Then I don't have to maneuver as much. My main concern when the old broken fence was still up was if I had enough clearance between the vehicle and this tree that I'm not going to remove, because this is our Asian pear tree. I'm going to leave this post where it is. Well, actually no, sorry, I'm not going to. I'm going to be changing it out because this is a really old one and I want something that's stronger. And I don't think I'm going to shorten it. I'm going to shorten it on that side. And the reason being is because there's no point, because I do like to put some stuff here like bins and so on. So once you make it smaller and the gate opens here, then you'll be shuffling stuff around a lot. And even right here, I like to, in the future I probably want to put a little lockbox here for shipment. It's just easier, and it's always going to be covered by the Camaro or something else. So anyways, yeah. Oh man, it's amazing how many nails and screws these old fences use. That has all been de-nailed. I mean, de-nailed, is that even such a word? Anyways, took all the nails, and I think this is pronounced as lattice. Anyways, it's kind of like the old privacy screening design things, and there's just like a crap load of nails, so I gotta get to those, but another day, because I'm obviously limited on time if I want to be drilling into concrete. So, gotta take down everything else. Right. So, it turns out I'm not gonna bother moving the post because I sized up the Camaro, which is the longer of the vehicle, and it'll fit through. So I just have to be careful with the gate when I make it. So as you see, a lot of it has been cleaned up. I'm gonna leave it. I got new posts that I cut. Funny enough, I don't know why. If someone knows, you tell me why the 10-foot posts are cheaper than the 8 or 6. At least here in Canada, in British Columbia. So I'm gonna take off this one and then get to it. It is blazing hot out here. And Madeline and Mommy are in the Camaro and Beast. And apparently...
She's just about to start the ignition.
Yeah, you're going to, huh? Alright, as you can see, everything's been pulled out and cleaned up. And these are the new posts that I'm putting in, that I cut down from a 10-footer, 10 feet, down to 6.5, because I do want a little bit of extra height. Make sure you level everything out, otherwise you're going to cause yourself lots of problem in the future. And to do that, you want to make sure you use a drill. It's behind me to do a little pilot hole. So you put in your lug nuts and lug bolts, sorry, or nuts, whatever. You have some ability to level it and then pencil out where you need to drill the next hose. So I'm going to have 6 on each one of these posts. Alright, and as mentioned, just using the drill. Madeline's walking out over here. And yes, I am reusing these old posts because they will work. So this video will not cover using a rotary hammer drill to drill through the concrete. But, you know, it's pretty simple. Just make sure you mark everything off and drill away. Alright, so because I want the outside looking semi-flush, I put down the fencing as if I'm putting my frame on there, and this is how I frame it up. I actually haven't nailed it into the post yet, but it's just to show you how I am doing it. Cheap and simple and easy. And that was really tight when I picked it up. There's no problems. So I can't see this too well right now, but in video editing I think it'd be fine. So there shouldn't be too much space. There's 2 screws coming in this way, and it's nice and tight. And now I'm going to put just a few screws into the pole, and then the fence just goes up on top. And I don't think I'm going to make any fancy cuts, like I guess you call them arrows. Kind of how you slant it here and slant it here, and then it's flat on the top. I'm just going to keep them all flat. Okay, this is how it looks like from the back. And I used some really thin, what is that, 1/4 inch? There's 2 pieces here. 1/4 inch plywood as my spacer to do the nice even gaps. And back up here. and see how it looks like. And I just use a 2x4 on the bottom to make sure I have spacing. And for the most part, most of these are pretty even, but you're gonna have to eyeball it, hold it up a little bit, so then it can be even. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the sun out of the camera here. Earlier, what I meant by making it look nicer is, if you want to, you can groove away the corners, and then that way you have this nice inverted triangle between the boards, and it also kind of hides away the unevenness a little bit better. But I'm not going to bother doing that. Alright, here it is. Madeline's running a fever, so we've been back and forth. Well, we meaning me, to help out. So I have to finish this all off tomorrow. This is the normal gate door that we will always use. And I need to build the other two big gates. Well, Madeline, guess what? We're all done, right? A day and a half. With you fevering as well. And Mummy's hurt too. Anyway, it is all done. The hardest part about doing fencing, specifically gates, is to level it. As you can see, it's not quite leveled because my concrete's not leveled, and well, unfortunately the post is also not the strongest because well, it's already concrete, so with this soil it'd be a lot better because you can dig deep, use the spikes, like the really long spikes, and then also cement it in. And also when you're doing it by yourself, trying to install hinges and lifting up is really hard. But just be creative with using blocks underneath the support and whatnot. But anyways, it's done. I'm not planning to use those gates too much. Not trying to say that's a good reason for doing a crappy job, but it works. It'll get the job done. And nice and simple. And when you level it, it's always nice that okay, well, there goes my daughter. Anyways, I was gonna say it's nice if it doesn't always swing too much. And what I did was, with the hinge, I tweaked it just a little bit, so once the door gets to about here, you gotta be careful for your fingers, once it gets to about here, it'll just auto shut. Because what will happen quite often is you usually pull it a little bit and it'll come to about here, and then, you know, things never really close. So again, I tweaked the hinge just a little bit this way, so once you, so if you stop it right here, and then closer, and now I'm a liar, probably because of the wind, but anyways, it will just auto latch because it will automatically lean in. Oh, shut it. Sorry for the green bin. Anyways, this is how it looks like from this side, and it looks great. It's all done. I did purposely make the gaps a little bit wider here so that you can kind of look in and out easily. Otherwise, the way I would have done this, if I wanted to keep the gapping 100% the same, which on the camcorder, no, it does show that it is wider, as I'm telling you. I probably would have cut these guys all in half so that they're thinner, and then it'll look different from the rest of the panels, so you'll distinctly tell that it is the door. And then because they're cut in half, then I'd add in just one more half to take up the space, and it'd look fine. I'm gonna put some solar post lights on the top, and then that'll be that. Alright, let's get the Camaro in the back. Yes, we did contemplate making the doors open to the driveway down that way, but aesthetically it wouldn't have looked as good. Even though the hinges are mounted on the inside over here, as you can see. The door gate, we have it hinged on this side, but that's because it's much lighter. Anyway, 1.5 days in and out with my daughter because she's sick, fevering. It's definitely something you can do. This is one of many ways to build a fence. It's just the way I did it. Cheap and effective and simple, and it works. And just wanted to share with you guys. So, if you have any questions, as always, please ask below.